Hi guys, I guess we are back. I have this little start button. I'm just trying to learn how to do this. I'm very new at this. So anyway, I let the soup do its thing for 15 minutes in this cooker. And remember, we added a pound of split peas and we added 6 cups of water. So it's pretty thick. I think I'm just going to add a cup of water and mix it around a little bit because I just think it's really, really thick. And it only thickens up as it sits. So I want to put a little bit of water and just stir it in and thin it out just a little bit. So yeah, I put about a cup of water in there. Now I'm giving it a good mix around. And then the true test comes here in a minute when I taste it. I'm going to have you guys look at it. So I was really worried about the beets turning it awfully red. It didn't do that. It just looks so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. We got, you can see the carrots. You can see the little bit of red. But definitely the soup is green. So I mix the water in with it and just give it a good mix around. Make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. And look at that, it's just glistening. The more I stir it, I think the more everything just gets mixed together and mushed together. So I'm going to plate some of this soup, but I'm going to taste it first and make sure that I don't need to add more seasoning. Now, I didn't add any salt, and I'm trying to think I might add a little bit of salt. And so I'm going to get that. Or maybe I'm not, because I can't find it. Maybe it's over here. Well, I'm going to add a little bit of my salt-free seasoning because it has a lot of good stuff in it. Remember, it has the black pepper and a little bit of spice. So I'm not going to add too much because I don't want it to overpower the soup. But I'm just going to add a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to mix it a little bit first. I want to add some Himalayan salt. It might be at our dinner table. I think that's where it's at. Excuse me. Here it is. Voila, here it is. So I'm going to add a little bit. Let me get my measuring spoon. I don't want to add too much. But I like having that control of the salt. So I added some of the salt free because it's an overall good seasoning to use. And then I'm adding a little bit of the Himalayan salt. I just added 1/4 teaspoon twice, so a half. I'm going to give that a quick stir. Because I did add some chicken broth, and that would be the only thing that has a little bit of sodium. I forgot to even look on the can to see how much sodium. It's laying right here on top, so oh wow. So I guess it does have, it's almost 45% sodium. So yeah. So I've added 2 cups of that and the rest was water. And that's one reason why I dilute it. Because of the sodium and also, you know, the water mixed in with the vegetables is just going to make it into a vegetable broth, so it's good. And you don't even have to add chicken flavoring if you don't want to. You could add all water and just, you could actually let your vegetables and water combine for a longer time and just make it your own little vegetable broth. So it doesn't really matter. As long as it tastes good. I'm going to give it a, actually I'm going to plate it first. No, I'm going to try it first, just in case. But I did add the salt already. It's so hot. And I've got our bread. Our bread is over there on the stove too. It's done. So I'm thinking it needs a little something, maybe a little cream. I'm going to add a little bit of cream to it. Not a whole lot. Maybe a half a cup to a cup of cream. Get it open here. All right. I'll just use this. Okay, so I'm just going to stir in the cream. It's going to lighten the color a little bit, going from dark green to light green. I remember when I was younger, we lived in, I think, my mother's mom's house, my grandmother's house, and she had an old stove in the backyard. And I used to go out there and play, and I remember making mud pies and mud cookies and laying them on top of the stove waiting for them to dry. And I would put them in the oven too, just waiting for them to dry, and I'd open the oven. Oh, my cookies are done. Anyway, it was really fun time in my life when I was younger. Things we do to keep ourselves occupied as kids. I think that was a little bit of a sign that I like to cook. I don't know. I like to think so. Anyway, so it's still nice and green and glistening. I'm going to plate 1 cup here. There we go. Got my little 1 cup and my cream I'm going to put back in the refrigerator. You know, every day I have all these recipes in my head, and I just got to get them out. I just got to get them out and share, and you know, I'm hoping you guys will try it. Try them all. I'm always trying to come up with new things. But I haven't made a pumpkin pie recently. And I have 2 pumpkins out there I want to use because it is fall time. And I was thinking I should just get some containers, make a few pumpkin pies, have a day just making pumpkin pies, and stick them in the freezer so when we go to visit Brian's parents next month, we can bring a couple. They're already made. I could do all my work now, and then next month hopefully it'll be a little more play and not so much work. That's just a thought. Okay, so I have my soup here. I'm going to add some crunchy onions on the top of mine because I just love onions and I love the crunch. So there's that. Now I'm going to have you guys look at this to see. See? Man, I don't know if you can see the steam or not. I sure can. They need to have smell-a-thon, telethon. You can smell everything over the phone and computer. Okay, true test. Testing time. It's definitely warm. Definitely creamy. It is good. Now I'm just going to serve this with some soup. I'm sorry, bread. Here's my warm bread. It's a little crunchy on top. I just need to slice it up. And I need my cutting board. Washed it. There we go. Got so much stuff here. Okay. We'll start cutting this. Oh, listen, it just crunches. That's what we want. We want crunch. This is some crusty crunch bread. We're going to serve it up with a soup. And it'll just be delicioso, guys. All right, guys, this is it. There's the bread and the soup. There you go. Okay, guys, until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.